Right? We were talking about the word earlier and stuff, right, man? Those without vision perish. So what re-sparked me and ignited me was when I went in April again and went up to the Millionaire Boot Camp, or the convention. That was a convention, I think, in April in Kansas City, and they began to talk about this app. So before I discuss that real quick, just understand the numbers we're going through as a company are staggering. 51 months in a row, every month has exceeded the year before. We're on record growth. We're shattering records in the network marketing industry. And you're in an industry, again, that's did almost 8 trillion last year. If you didn't hear me say that earlier, that's the largest industry in the world, guys. Not by a little, by a mile. Remember, you could take oil and gas, second largest industry in the world, oil and gas, food and pharmaceuticals, combine them together, they don't equal travel by itself. It dwarfs it. I say that to tell you there's never been a network marketing company in history that's ever figured out travel.
Yep.
We're doing it. We're the first ones. We're about to be the fastest growing in the world if we're not already right now, and we're tapping into an industry with an inherent yes product at the guaranteed lowest price. I can't say that enough. This has never happened in the industry of direct sales, and this industry has created more millionaires than any industry in the world. So you guys are hearing and seeing something right now that literally I don't think will ever happen in our lifetime again. It may not happen in your children's lifetime. This is the biggest opportunity the world has ever seen, because it's never been an industry this large. And now to think that we're getting ready to launch an app, and all you guys that are members in here have the app on your phone. It's already pretty sweet. Just looking at it right now, they're going to release some more stuff when we get to the view here in 2 weeks. They're going to have more rollouts. They've spent $30 million by the time this thing gets unveiled, $30 million into an app. Right? There's people that develop apps that might have spent $1,000 to get this app up and running. $30 million, and they're bringing people on board. Who heard the call about a week ago by the CTO? Yeah, crazy. If you heard what they're saying, they have now increased the staff by 3 times on the developers. They're putting the software together. They're expecting this thing to literally be a game changer. Back to the words he used in April, we will positively disrupt the entire social media world. This has never happened where people are being financially incentivized to download and use an app. That will turn around and change the travel industry. We're going to change the way people travel. It'll get to a point in the next few years, people won't pay for travel, they'll earn it. And we're the ones who are the pioneers. Think about it. Uber again became $1 billion company overnight. All they did was tweak it a little bit, gave the end consumer a better value proposition. Pay half price. Why pay for a taxi at $30 when you can get it for $15? And they even, a lot of them have better vehicles than the taxi that was picking them up. The whole value proposition. We're doing the same thing. We're the first ones. We're the pioneers. But we're playing in an industry that's 100 times greater than the taxi industry, thousands of times greater. So this is going to be huge. So I'm going to wrap up real quick. And if you didn't hear me say this earlier, just try to understand that what these are just platforms. Somebody went out and created these apps, but yet we, the people, are the ones that made them multi-million and billion-dollar companies. Without your information, your contacts, your upload videos, your pictures, your content, they wouldn't exist. YouTube wouldn't exist without us uploading billions of videos. So they created that. So we're the first company that looked at this whole idea and went, okay, that is incredible. But instead of being selfish and having a CEO become the multi-billionaire, our company said, why don't we take the fundamental platforms of what these do, we'll stir them all into one application, one platform, we're going to call it DreamTrips, have the same functionality. These will be, if you would like to, can be tied into whatever you or your friend's favorite app is. Again, it won't have all of these. Please don't take this completely and take it out of context, thank you. But we're going to have probably between your Facebook, your TripAdvisor, and your Yelp, that kind of stuff that's going on. So try to understand when this unveils itself and we can take this to the mainstream public, it's going to be bizarre, because what's going to happen in October here in less than 2 weeks, we're all going to have the ability to start communicating within the app. Because right now we're not doing that, right? We're all having our own little self app and we're going and we can book travel and all that. I don't know whether it'll happen. Well, mark my words, it'll happen in 2 weeks, but a very good good chance that it will. We're going to start to be able to communicate. Can you imagine how cool it would be if someone, the moment you go book a dream trip, everybody else within that app can see who booked it? You imagine if we could begin to communicate back and forth, and someone uploads an incredible video, someone else can make an awesome comment about it, and by making that comment, the company gives you 4 points, equivalent to $4. They're going to start to do stuff. It's all going to be unveiled here in the next 2 weeks, 30 days, 60 days. We internally are going to start to earn points. All of us in here will be able to upload videos, upload pictures, we'll be able to interact, we'll see who's booking what dream trips. The bucket list. Everybody on your app, if you haven't noticed, you can go in and look, and there's a place for you to create your own bucket list trips. Have you heard what's really going to happen with that? As people start to put in their bucket list trips, it's going to get to the point where if you got 500,000 people, let's say only 100,000 of the 500,000 start to participate and really utilize the app. As this thing's growing and people are putting in their bucket list trips, well, the company right now, World Ventures, has software engineers who are tracking that, and as that begins to fill up with people's bucket list, they're going to create DreamTrips and push market it to the people who want to go on that specific trip. Create a wholesale trip for your dream. Guys, it's all going to get unreal. So then what's going to take place if I end it with where's the vision going? And again, if I misrepresent when I say something, it's not 110% what I'm saying is 100% true. I could possibly, this is just what I've gathered by picking the brains of Matt Morris, of Jefferson, of people that are on the PAC team. This is where I'm gathering the info. So here's what I understand. When this thing goes live, and again, let's just call it January, what we mean by that is live where they have now been working on this thing for 3 years. They figure out all the kinks are worked out. It's ready to take to the mainstream public. We're now, with the moment that gets unveiled, if you follow me, you've all of a sudden have the app, and when we can take it to the public, you can just start to invite people. So I would challenge you over the next 90 days while you're building, keep up with every contact you showed this to if they didn't join, because you'll be able to come back to them and have them download an app for free. But the moment it's ready to go live, you're going to invite people to download it. They're going to pay you approximately, it could be as anywhere between 6 to 15 points. So let's call it an average of 10. Can you imagine this thing goes live and you invite just 10 people the first day to download it, you're going to have 100 points. There's some of you that got a social media contact list that's staggering. What if you had 100 people downloaded in the first 2, 3, 4 days when it goes live? You got 1,000 points toward DreamTrips. And for those that may not know, we've got an executive membership status that if you can go out and generate 3,000 points, you can use 100% of your points. That is, if you could go put in 15 platinums within a calendar year or 30 gold personally, this isn't for everybody, but if you do that, 100% of the points can be used for you, your spouse, your friends, anybody. I've now got 2 people on my team that have already hit executive status. One of them has 3,800 points, as if he has $3,800 to go on DreamTrips. There's no set limit on points. He can bring his spouse or whatever he wants to do. So that's all happening as well. So try to imagine you invite these 10 people. They're going to download the app and they're going to have your ID number. That's how they'll download it. Again, that's what I've been told. When they download it, now they're connected to you, kind of like LinkedIn and Facebook. Now they're going to have the same privilege that you have. They're in for free, but they will be financially incentivized with points, but points to use toward retail trips. Not member trips, but retail trips. So all of a sudden that new person gets in for free. They're like, oh my gosh, you'll pay me 10 points that I can apply toward a vacation on the internet by just asking my friend to download it? What? They invite 10 people to download it. That person who's in for free has 100 points sitting on this little thing that he can turn around and apply to a vacation that's on the internet. It won't be a dream trip, but a vacation. All of a sudden, each one of those people will all be incentivized. As this thing grows, that's why they're saying, the experts are saying it could hit 1 billion people in less than 2 years. It could surpass that by far. That's just the number they threw out. So now try to imagine, they said this from stage in April, they think we will easily have a 1 to 2% conversion rate right out of the gate. What is 1% of 1 billion? That is 10 million members. We right now have probably a little under 600,000 members. Can you imagine if we have a 1% conversion? But this is just with the app, not even what we're all still doing with one-on-ones, two-on-ones, travel parties. That's 10 million more people. What if 2% join? 20 million. So here's how it's going to go. You tell people, they tell people. It's almost going to be a race to the market share. Right? Wherever you tell the most, tell the most. So let's just think outside the box for a minute. You tell a few, tell a few, tell a few. Let's just go out about 8 months. You've got this line that's intertwined itself 76 levels deep, and somebody again is over in Singapore, and they're looking at your incredible app, right? It's valued over $30 million. It will be the #1 travel app in the world. They're making this thing so hip, fun, sexy, and cool, and with it tied to these, it's going to be very enticing to want to use this more than anything else because you're generating points. It's paying for travel. That word's going to spread fast. All of a sudden, you got somebody 76 levels removed from you, and they see a trip on there on the site. Maybe they're wanting to go to the Bellagio in Vegas, and they see a trip on there at retail for $6.99. It's a 4-day, 3-night, or something like that. Right to the side of it says member price. I don't know how it's going to show up on the app. We just know it's going to show up, and they're going to see the price, and maybe it's $3.99 if they're a member. Well, obviously, somebody's 76 levels removed. They don't know what it means to be a member. They're just playing around with this cool-looking app. They're going, holy smoke, I saved $300. What does it mean to be a member? They can click and watch a short video, and I bet you they will have videos that will not have the business. It'll just be about what this membership could do for them. I bet you we have updated videos, in my opinion, coming out at the View, if not very soon after. Or they can read about it, they can go on to social media proof. All of a sudden the guy gets enough confirmation from the social media proof, 1 million+ images are online right now of people using that sign and traveling. The moment that person goes, well, holy smoke, if we bought this membership, I paid $200, you give it back to me, I apply it toward this trip, honey, we'd have a net savings of $300. Look, this thing is real, let's buy it. The moment that 76 person removed from you buys that membership, that volume will flow up in the binary to anybody that is a rep and generate volume that can pay you.
Wow. Nice.
Yes,
Yeah.
So the other thing he said will positively disrupt the social media world, be the first app we're aware of to financially incentivize people. We're going to change the way people travel, allow them to earn their vacations, but they also said we will probably positively disrupt the network marketing world. It'll be one of the first companies that will have people joining, and we'll have people getting paid from people you've never met in your entire life and may never meet. Now, I say all that, if you're following that, now people are starting to ask questions like I am. Oh my gosh, so if someone joined as a member, how do we get in contact with them? How could we let them know about possibly being a rep and there's a business tied to it? I don't have the answers. All I can tell you is Matt said, believe me, Matt was telling me, Sean, they're working on every bit of it. And they're being very cautious and careful. Think about what needs to go behind this. No one wants it to flop. So there, I've got the best minds in the world. That's why they've done double the triple amount of people that are working on the software. Constant communication with Eddie Head, Mike, Wayne, everybody. I'm just telling you, this app could be such a game changer that we're going to start pulling people from other network marketing companies in a hurry. Woo. When things start to happen very, very quickly, we have people taking off and their businesses are growing by 1, 3, 5, 10 times almost overnight. Try to imagine just the stir-up we're going to have in the industry. So I just say all that to kind of end and cast vision. I don't want to overhype it. All I know is when I saw that guy get giddy on stage, he's the one trying not to overhype it because he's jacked sideways. And something's going to happen and it's going to be big. And it may take a few months to unveil itself what's going to happen. I just think every one of us should be fortunate and blessed that we're seeing and hearing about this thing right now. Because in another 2, 3, 4, 5 years, I think we're going to have 20, 30, 40, 50 million people involved in this idea. And if all that happened to you is you had 1,000 or 2,000 people fall onto your team, your life is forever changed. Yeah. So guys, I sincerely appreciate everybody's time. Let's get as many people tonight